I just wanted everybody to take a moment and clap for the people who came up already. It's not easy to get up here and do this. I promise you that it's not. And for my poems, I know you guys have seen some words up here. For my poems, the first poem I'm going to do, it's going to be like a little game. Up there is love, and at the bottom it's hate. There are going to be words traveling in between. And I want you guys to think about what these words mean to you. Do you love them or do you hate them? How do they resonate within your mind? Are you ready?
Ready!
Also, they don't coexist, they don't coincide with my poem, so don't think that that's happening too. Okay. My mother came home from work, exhausted, crying. Told me, do you know, sometimes I hate walking home. I hate walking past the same people standing in front of the building, seeing your father's work boots all over the place, your brother and his freaking papers all over the floor, and you, with your room as wild as your hair. I just can't. I can't. I just listened. I'm home for the first time before the sun sets in 3 weeks, and I don't want my mother to hear she doesn't want to come home. I want her to praise me, bless me with kisses that I pretend to hate so that I can smell the Washington Heights in her sweatshirt. I want to smile today, but only if my mother is smiling too. Most of all, I do not want to hear this, especially when my response is, Mom, I hate coming home too. I hate walking up this block, passing people that look at me like I'm in a plexiglass display. I hate coming into a building that smells horrible because our neighbors are cooking something indigenous and our nose can only classify it to smell like something like ass. I hate putting my key into the door and smelling the same smells I smelled at 5:45 when I left for work this morning because I know that means no one cooked. And I hate hoping that there will be dinner. All of us work too hard and are too tired to prepare a family meal, so I hate hunger. And I hate ignoring the cheese grate effect my stomach has when its emptiness rubs against my spine, but I don't have time to bother with that. I hate time. We've been on the same block for 19 years, and I still walk past my peers feeling like the dorky fat kid that lives with both parents who take her to school every morning on the bus because they can't afford a car. I hate that we can't afford a car. Worked our cuticles raw, and instead of dollar bill bandages, we wrap our fingers in unpaid debts, and I hate bills. Pieces of papers with numbers and dues needing pieces of cotton with old men in green, and I hate old men, especially the one in the financial aid offices that tell me my parents make too much money for me to get help, and I hate the lump in my throat that I try to swallow to keep myself from yelling him in the dust. I also hate the rude people at the corner that are talking louder than my poem. I hate the people that interrupt when there is art in the community. I hate when we perform and we travel 4 and 5 trains on a shuttle bus to Greenpoint, Brooklyn. I hate when we stand in front of a crowd and we come and we get paid and we work for people and we want to share our voice. I hate sharing my voice when nobody is listening. I hate sharing my voice when nobody is listening. I hate sharing my voice when nobody is listening because it is not easy to stand up here and spit a poem from your cell phone while everybody else before you just blacked. It is not easy. I hate being disrespected on a stage. I hate disrespect. I'm gonna start my second poem now. Remember the brick. Remember its strength, remember its color, and how its rusted face felt like home, and remember the homes. Remember the brownstones that used to have brown people living inside of them. Remember their skin. Cocoa butter baked Brooklyn brown skin, sun-kissed in the pump. Remember, papi at the corner store. No me hablo inglés, pero I know your mom, so that quarter juice is free. Remember the late nights in summer. Remember the freedom, music blasting beauty when nobody gave you a ticket for loitering. Remember loitering? When you saw the signs about it being prohibited, but you just thought they spelled littering wrong. Remember when nothing was ever wrong. When the first of the month were like the prettiest days and supermarkets looked like block parties. Remember the fun. Remember the family, remember the people, the ones whose roots are in these buildings, who couldn't afford to live here anymore, whose homes are occupied by white spaces, whose corner store is owned by a man who doesn't give store credit. Remember the relocation. Remember how every time you find something beautiful, you take it. And remember how many times you've been relocating yourself. Remember where you come from, not that place, that other place. Remember that place, remember recognition. And acknowledge the people who made Brooklyn beautiful. They left their love on the bricks. Remember the bricks and how they smell like love. Remember and be thankful that you can. Forgetting seems to be the reason why you settle in places you don't love anymore.